Thanks ever so much for joining me here. This vlog is all about the journey of this painting, Thrice Veiled. So I don't want to talk for very long because it went through so many changes that there was a lot to put in the vlog. So I'm going to leave you to it now, and thanks again for watching. Saturday afternoon. I think I finished having a cup of Earl Grey because I'm feeling fancy, and I've been painting for a couple of hours and I'm going to stop now, but I've really enjoyed it. There's lots and lots of marks. I use different colours when I change my mind, almost like a map. There's lots of work left to do, but she seems to be coming through, I think, this face. And I'm quite pleased with the nose and the mouth, how far, you know, at this minute. Could all change. Maybe I see a ringlet here. I might leave her with kind of red hair and then call this background right back at the end so it'll stand out. But we'll see. I've really enjoyed it, and I found it really therapeutic. It's kind of helped me just switch off a little bit. Well, I've surprised myself. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to clear up in a minute. I did the usual trick of about an hour ago. Told myself I was going to clear up, and I always think, oh, just a little bit more. And I did quite a lot more work. I added a lot more glazes to her face, and ignore the squeaky chair again. I'm going to have to sort this chair out, aren't I? I'm quite pleased with the expression that's coming through, and I'm pleased I added this darker glaze along this side. I think it's given the face a little bit more form. I'm also wondering if this strange mark here, which, you know, is just part of the background, it wasn't planned, but I wonder if that could be a kind of ringlet or something, because I really like the mark making on that. It's quite abstract, and I've got to think what she's about, and what this painting is saying, because I don't know her story yet, but that's okay. We haven't got to know each other properly yet, have we? As you can see, she's not even speaking to me yet, which is fair enough. Yeah, it's been a long afternoon, and now I'm just blethering. Is that a word? I don't know. Well, I've just been working on the face, and I've been applying the kind of lightest glazes on the eyelid on these points here. Just define the lips a little bit more along here. I've still got a lot of work to do on the eyes, but I'm quite pleased with that kind of impasto texture that's building up. Quite like her expression. Next, I think I want to work on the kind of shoulders, define the hair. I want to keep this colour for the hair. Well, I've had a cup of tea, and I was going to do bits and bobs around the house that I should be doing, and I just couldn't leave this alone, and I've painted in the background. I'm quite pleased with the shape of her head and the body. But what I liked was when I covered up her face, I had this bit of tracing paper over. I really like how she looks through that. So I'm wondering, am I going to be super brave and kind of do a really pale white glaze just in this shape kind of like a odd wonky cutout shape on a face. It's a bit of a risk because the face has taken me hours. Oh, I don't know. I might go for it. I don't know. I'll tidy up and I'll have a think. What do you think? Help. Well, I've worked on the dress and add some glaze around the eyes. I just wanted to bring them out a little bit, even though they're behind a veil. Thinking what to put on top, but I've kind of come to a standstill and I haven't done the hoovering. So, and my room is a mess. So I actually think the housework is calling now, but quite pleased with the progress. Saturday afternoon. I think I've finished, but I'm at that stage now where I've got to stop looking at her because I've looked at her so much I can't even see it anymore. Yeah, I must admit nearly every part of this painting has been a struggle, but I do like that, but I get really obsessed. Like I got up this morning and before I'd even put my eyebrows on, wash my face, anything, I was painting. And then in the village today there was a little village fundraiser, but I was itching to get back. I was also a bit heartbroken because I went to, I'm gonna confess, I went to the post office yesterday and I could see the raffle prizes on the side, and there's some really good prizes, and there's this one in particular, and it was a box full of like smellies and makeup, and it was really, really lovely. And I thought, oh God, I'd love to win that. Anyway, I didn't. I couldn't help staring. Every time the tickets was called, I was like looking and thinking, oh God, they've got the Prosecco, or oh God, they've got the biscuits. And then it was only just two tickets before mine came up, and it was taken. And then the rest of the time, I couldn't stop staring at the woman going through all the goodies in the box. There was loads. I know I shouldn't be bitter about these things. I won a lovely prize. I'm not being ungrateful. I've got to admit, I had my heart set on it. Anyway, I've got to let it go now. I've got to let it go. Oh, village life. Anyway, I'm looking at her now, you see. I think she's done. Tell me what you think. Oh, another thing that happened before I show you, which was, I thought, quite amusing, was I've decided to call this painting Thrice Veiled. I'd really like to do some paintings where the faces are slightly obscured with a veil or something, clouds, something. I'm really enjoying laying lots of glazes. Oh, tea's ready, can you hear? Lots of glazes and layers, and yeah, so sorry, I was just thinking about tea then. Yeah, so it's called Thrice Veiled, and I put it on my Instagram story with the captions, oh, I think it's finished, Thrice Veiled. Came up as Thrice Failed. which I thought was great. So I took a photo of it and put, oh, here's the new title, Twice Failed. So, yeah, tickled me. But I think tea's calling now. So anyway, lovely to have a little chat. And yeah, thank you for helping me get over the lost raffle prize. Should never set your sights on a raffle prize, should you? Be shot down in flames. Yeah, so I think she's finished. Quite pleased with the kind of double veil, double kind of layer of glazes on her face. Also, look at all the post-its as I've been working out different layers. That's the weirdest one, look. I wrote that kind of in the night, thinking of the areas of glaze I wanted to just put over the eye at the end. These bits here, just really subtle glazes, just to look through that kind of double glaze. She's double glazed. Oh, do you know what? I'm sorry, I'm ready for tea now. I'm starting to lose it. Anyway, so yeah, that's what my mind looks like. Morning. Well, it's Saturday and it is boiling hot. But I think I've told you this before, I can't open my window because a spider lives in the window frame, and literally every single time I try and open my window, he jumps out. And I'm sure he's only trying to say hello, but he's a big boy. So I'm just going to bake. It's okay. If he leaves me alone, I'll leave him alone. Anyway, yeah, so I don't really know why I've told you about that, but anyway, I'm hot. I've finished, I think I've finished this painting, and I've called it Thrice Veiled, but actually on the back of the painting I've written Thrice Veiled, Thrice Revealed. That's a mouthful, isn't it? And she's gone through many changes now. I'm playing too safe. Sometimes with a painting, I know there's been hours and hours of work on it, and you get a bit precious, and so I know when I'm getting a bit precious because I get really fiddly, and I start reaching for the little brushes, and I was like, yeah, you're playing too safe. Don't worry about it. And then what I kind of do is I don't know if I like it. I don't know why I do it. I scare myself. I often do some quite big changes right at the end of a painting. And yeah, boy oh boy, did I do a big change, and I just swiped some paint straight across her eyes, and I just wanted to go. So I did. I scared myself. And then I worked into it, and then I put other layers across a mask, and it felt better. And I think with Thrice Veiled, what it is earlier I'd glazed a slightly off shape over her face, almost like a mask but very translucent, and I've really played with a lot of glazes. I'm really enjoying playing with glazes at the minute, and I'd put lots of glazes on top, and then I'd put this faint grey, almost like a half veil, across the face, and that's when I thought it had been finished. But then I wanted this third, I don't know if it's like a blindfold or like if you're going to a masked ball, but I also really like how it looks like it's kind of taken out of this landscape and put over her face, like maybe she's hiding, but she's always been there, which is why I've put at the back Thrice Revealed. So whether she is a kind of female archetype character, that kind of female energy that is always there, even if society or an individual, or maybe even sometimes yourself doubts that it's there. She always is. Am I making any sense? What am I talking about? I don't know. I want a cup of tea. If you made it this far, thanks ever so much for watching, because she really took me around the houses and back again, didn't she? But it was good fun. I enjoyed putting that vlog together just to see how much it changed. So thanks for sticking with it. And if you made it this far, you definitely deserve these. And please subscribe if you haven't, if you did enjoy watching that. See you soon.